Welcome guys to the Dogs of War YouTube channel. Today we have a Star Wars LCG tournament. This is round 3, match 2. Oh, round 3, game 2.
Round 2 match. It is round 3.
Round 3, game 2. With Brad to your left, he's playing Sith. And we have John to your right playing Smugglers. And for commentary we have Lindy.
Hello.
Tony.
Howdy.
Tree.
Hey, hey.
And myself.
Who is Jesus?
Yep.
The one and only.
And we have, I think they're pures again.
It's looking that way so far. We have Emperor's Web and Follow the Jedi and Executor.
Man, they like that for.
It's they're all Orlando guys, right? So they're going to be playing similar stuff, I think.
No, but I usually if it's a 4 objective, I usually
Emperor's
ship it.
Web. If I have a lot of events in my hand, I will run Emperor's Web on purpose.
But
I had the same feeling about it.
Yeah.
And I think so did Tony initially, but he started playing it, and when you're playing a straight Sith control deck, there are so many
Deadly
events
Sight, you lower its costs
that you can just drop out, and that one that a lot of times you're usually missing it by like one resource, and so it really does.
And Sith control can really stop the light side from doing the damage also. So you can maybe save it, but having 2 of those out when you have a handful of events is just nuts.
Yeah.
It's not as much of a disadvantage as I think it used to be.
The advantage, I think, outweighs the extra hit, I think.
The last time I played it, they just exploded. So.
Oh.
Like every time I play it, I'd be like, cool. And I'd have some things, and on like light side turn 1, they'd be like, I have 2 speeders, you don't have Emperor's Web anymore. And I'd be
so
like,
he is not happy about that flop from the light side.
Why?
Just his reaction.
I know.
Well, he's got
Ties of Blood, that's the new Leia. That's probably what he's upset about.
I bet.
Yep.
There's a new Smuggler. That's the new one with the Marauder in it.
That's the one that in the Force phase, you flip a card, add it to your struggle.
Yes.
Amazing part. Amazing.
Is that, across the game or run is what it's called, I believe?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have the Wasteland with the new Obi-Wan. So
Yeah.
this is an interesting new deck. We haven't seen this today.
Actually, we haven't seen any of those pods yet, have we?
Yep.
This is exciting.
So that's the Leia pod that says, "Hey, I'm your sister. Stop kissing me."
It says, "Hey, dark side, do something or I'm gonna hit you."
Do something or I'm going to smack you right in the mouth. So we've got an Executor. We've got an Advisor.
Ooh, that's not bad.
We've got a Tromper. ISB Liaison.
Interesting that Brad used Follow the Jedi, but did not discard. So there's only 1 card in his hand he didn't like.
And I almost will never. If I play Follow the Jedi, I almost never trigger that. It's just the way I play, I guess.
So that was the Advisor and
the Tromper. And we got a Sith on
Holocron.
A Holocron that is not being popped immediately
For next turn.
Shocking.
And there we
Oh,
go.
both of them.
Well, typically you would drop. Although if he does have another,
Or not.
Sorry.
Yep,
because we go to Force.
That happens first.
Yes, it's a reaction to the phase starting.
I see.
So he wanted to know if he needed to or not.
Exactly.
Well, he had to wait for the trigger to happen. So if John had enough, he may not commit everything. But since John did not win, looks like a nudge maybe.
That is a Ron's guidance, so he's searching.
No, what did he
card that was on
discarded?
top
was
a nudge.
Yeah, it is. It is a nudge. You're right. So he's looking now for not a unique, but just any Jedi.
Any Jedi unit.
Character or unit. So
And that's the only card he has to show to Brad. Everything else gets to go back on top in order of his choice.
Correct.
Yes.
Cool.
Which is it's a little odd if you're playing against scum capture. So you want to make sure that you know how many times the guy's going to capture your cards and put the worst ones on top.
But if he puts Yoda on top of it, like Yoda, for example, back on top of his deck, when Across the Gamma Run triggers at the end of his turn, he's got 5 icons to the Force struggle, and he is going to crush it.
Exactly. And without
if he wins, he draws it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and without May the Force be with you on the table, that could be very, very useful for him.
Yep.
Very strong objective card, that is.
Important thing to note about the Leia pod, the objective for that, is that the dark side actually skips their entire engagement phase during the first turn, so it doesn't do any damage to the dark side when they can't attack.
Yeah, that was a question we came up with when we were playing.
Not only that, but did we ever find out if ready also applies to objective?
Yes, it's in the rule book.
It does? I
It's
thought I
in the-
didn't see
yes.
it there. But the team that came in their podcast, they were saying that, if
It's
it
ready objective.
is ready to objective.
Because every
Available
time I throw that up, she's just paying for people, attacking once, and call it done.
Same thing with the event. The event, and I'm like, now it's hard. It's rarely when I play it because...
It doesn't do any good. Someone knows it's coming. They're just going to attack. It's funny, right? Because now that you don't have to build aggressive dark side, people are still doing it. And they're doing it a lot of times to combat Leia here. So
He's still thinking?
Still waiting
Oh,
to
okay.
play a unit.
He's in his draw phase at this point, so...
So you just pulled Yoda. You seek Yoda. Looks like he has a
Will
nudge
he
in
seek
hand.
him?
And I think he just pulled a Jedi wing.
So no nudge.
And he will trigger that reaction.
I
There's
like-
Leia.
Ooh.
So Yoda or Leia here? You
I
can play
think
two, but they don't
Leia.
have the resources.
I don't know, but Leia would die to a Vader
If
and
it's
a
Sith
choke.
control, which I think
Yeah.
that's what he's running. He's got Follow the Jedi there. Leia's a little susceptible. Of
Yep.
course, Yoda's only one more hit point, and he's holding a Luke.
Ooh, there's a loop.
It's a good hand.
That is
just
a strong hand.
just dangerous. Even
It's
if you don't attack.
almost awful holding all of those cards in one and at the same time in your hand because
So
you have to
choices.
choose, you have to
You gotta-
choose which one to play, and then more than likely you don't want to hold on to those cards because you're going to need them in an edge battle.
Well, and it leaves you no options for an edge battle at that point if you want to keep all the cards in your hand.
Yeah, you
classic
just got to
move
let
here.
them go.
Looks like
It's
he's going to
gonna
drop
be
a Luke.
I think Luke is the best call at this point.
I agree.
Yeah.
He's hardy. He can defend.
He's got
Targeted strike. Exactly. Yes.
The Leia just is very susceptible to just damage.
See if you can get some protection out maybe for her
Yep.
first.
Jedi
he's
Guardian
still
would be
thinking.
awesome for that.
Maybe he is going to drop Leia.
And Yoda, I think it's too early for. If it's the new Yoda, it's probably a bit too early for that, just because he's not. He's better later game. He's got.
Ooh, it is
huge
Leia.
amounts
This is a
of-
Leia, so he's
It is.
for 3, so he removes 1. And off to the races. So he's going to apply the full pressure of Leia's new objective set.
I really like that
Against
objective
Now I'm
set.
curious to see if he's got a if it's intentional that he left a Jedi resource open and not a smuggler resource open, or if it just happened to be the way it fell that it doesn't really matter to him.
I would have left out the smuggler just to bait.
Debate the swindle.
Yep.
Or to threaten.
Threatening, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only problem there is you can't really if your opponent has the swindle, they're going to play it. If they don't have it, they can't play it. I think you kind of just have to play as though they don't have it.
No, but that instead of blocking with 1, you block with 2. That's the.
And here he's just blocking with 1. That
Tromper,
ice tromper who is
who
going
can
to
kill.
explode all over that nudge if he doesn't win the edge battle.
Yeah, of course he doesn't have to sack him if he can shoot at him. So
That's true.
it makes
The
sense.
tromper has 2 damage, so the nudge can't kill. Actually, the nudge can't kill it. And
Wasn't he better? Oh.
So you defend with the tromper just to see if you can keep the tromper.
The Chomper could have killed Leia. You know, if
And
he
you're
wins the
defending
edge,
If you win the
you
edge.
shoot it and
Yeah,
then sack it.
yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
but the advisor can die to the.
Now another
Nudge.
thing is if he has a double strike, that only costs 1 Jedi resource.
Ooh.
Also.
So do you dump Yoda in an edge battle here?
I know
So
he doesn't
how-
have Yoda. He has the Seek Yoda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then how important is it
And
really
that looks-
to win this edge battle? It's just the
Is that-
nudge.
Tell me that's not Luke.
No.
No, it's echoes,
But there was
Yeah.
another.
and he's
Yeah.
going to put Leia on the Force. Interesting.
It was something with 2 bubbles. So
I'm not sure I understand that.
And I'm not sure I do either.
she's not elite, is she?
No.
Oh wow.
And again,
But
we go
choosing-
back to that.
Choosing to go ahead and put her on the Force instead of removing an opponent from the Force
Yeah.
to help you get more of a Force struggle. Interesting move, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out.
So we'll see. Another Chomper.
Force
Force
choke.
Some
choke.
Force choking.
Whoa.
Some
Precognition.
precog and fear.
That's He just needs Vader, and it'll be like The family
Yeah,
reunion.
gotta get Vader out there. So Desolation and
Ooh.
Is this
Is
the
that a
library?
that's
resource?
Sith Library.
Library.
Okay, that's a happy
So you
few.
dump Fear. Here.
Fear.
Yep.
Does it have 2 bubbles?
Yes,
Actually,
Fear
I
has
think
2
at this
bubbles.
point you dump Fear and maybe even is that Killing Cold he's got?
Yeah.
Because he can put one to the bottom as well, or is he past that point?
He is he?
I don't know when
his
he's-
draw phase. He already drew up.
No, he
yeah.
played Precognition.
No, he drew up and then
I
pre.
thought-
Oh, he
I thought
drew
it
up
was
and then
after
played
his
Precognition?
draw.
Okay, so
Yeah, dump the Fear. You
so he's just dumping for Precognition. Yeah, that
you don't need Fear.
bye-bye Fear.
So he has the Executor for Edge if he needs it, but he can also consider playing it.
Well, he still has that
Looks like
holocron.
it looks like he's counting it out.
Ooh.
No damage for his Desolation of Hoth just yet. Seems to be a problem for him.
No.
Goodbye. Sith
So there
Holocron.
goes the
Hello,
Executor.
Giant Ship of Doom.
So, with the Killing Cold, obviously we all know Executor's a really good card to have out. Dealing damage across the board.
Is that an ISB guy?
ISB.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to see with the Executor on the table. Although that other Trumper is looking mighty tasty as well.
I don't know that you need 2 on the board. but-
We're attacking with the Executor.
It makes it way more scary. Because then at any time, because I don't think their text just says
It has to be someone who's engaged, who is inside the,
Inside
or is
the
participating
engagement.
in the engagement.
So you think the top
So you only
one.
get to zap them for 1 with an Ice Tromper, but then you wait till next turn when they try
Yeah, I
again.
think that's the most
zap them again.
dangerous.
Yes.
So he needs to get rid of that one as quickly as possible.
Because he wants to be, he wants to win that force at some point again.
Exactly. ISB is going in.
Somewhere. Is he trying to bait Leia to block?
I was curious, why did Leia didn't go after the Executor, you think?
She didn't want to die?
She can hold the force, and yeah, she's susceptible to the Tromper. But she is going to defend this one against ISB when we are edging.
Yeah, but if he loses the edge battle
He
He'll
trumps
kill-
and takes her out.
with the Chomper.
Yeah.
Then ISB does his thing, or I guess you take her out and then you sack your ISB. Executor does damage to Leia, kills her, right?
Yeah, or that too. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
So maybe he's just baiting there, and the Tromper has 1 damage on it already.
Yeah.
It's got 1 foot out the door. Oh, and he made him dump a Luke.
Ooh.
3-3.
There's a
takes
defender.
that one.
So now you take her out with the. Well, he is gonna choke.
So choke. And sack the ISB.
Draw a card, deal the damage, dead. He has not drawn a card. Oh, he's looking, and now he gets to draw. And is that his command deck, or is that his objective deck?
That was his objective.
so he gets to look at the top card of the objective deck.
So he has an
I think
idea
it's
of
any
what's
deck.
coming next.
Yeah.
Oh, he can choose.
He can look at any deck.
But that gives him a really strong idea of what's coming next. So he knows,
That's
for
good.
example, if there was.
Oh, that sucked. He lost his that resource to that pod.
Ouch. Yeah, that hurts.
Not a good start. That's a rough start. He's got a
He's
very
lost
good
Leia
board.
and Luke. He still had the You Seek Yoda in his hand, I believe.
I think so. Looks like it might be a trust your feelings. So we are thinking, and thinking is the right decision. There's some force cleansing, the new Leia event, which deals damage to ready units and ready objectives. So we are seeking Yoda.
No, not that Yoda. the other
Yeah,
one.
yeah. If you're looking, you should
So he's running both
play
Yodas.
the right one. Yeah. So he's got 6 ways to find Yoda in his deck.
Wow. Effectively 6 copies. 4 of which are better than others. But he's given Brad a little tempo bump.
And he's got 3 guns on him currently. The dial's at 3.
Should the dial be at 3 or should it be at 4 at this point?
Did he destroy an objective? No.
No, but the You Seek
Second
Yoda
turn.
should bump the.
Oh, true.
It did. He had the force, I think, at turn 2. So he ticked it up to 2, and then
And then Brad took the
He
force.
took the force back, and then now it's at 3. So light side doing its job, slowing the game down.
Slowing that dial down.
Is it a protection? So trust your feelings on Yoda would certainly not be a bad idea. Force cleansing also, I've seen that do some
Was
serious
that's the one that
damage.
he loses the focus and heals himself?
Yeah, every time the dial goes up, he loses a focus and a damage.
Ooh.
Wow.
So if you dark side has the force, that's all the damage and all the focuses.
Every single time it ticks.
Is that a
Every day they're
hired hands?
shuffling.
One of those 1 cost 3.
Yeah,
but
if he
force
loses the
guys?
force.
Yeah, he has to destroy that
Yeah.
unit. I
Yeah.
think.
It's tough. Like when you look at that one versus the, I believe Scum and Villainy has an
That
equivalent.
takes the damage.
The Scum one takes the damage. That one just dies.
Dies, yeah.
But I think the Scum one has all edge-dependent icons, whereas he's got automatics.
Yeah.
The galactic
Yeah.
scum guy.
So now he has not kept a resource open for that Leia event, which I know is always painful because if you didn't do it this turn, it's 3 turns away pretty much before you can even use it. It only costs 1, but you have to play the units to get the damage across.
Yep.
But again, we see how resource starved the light side can be.
Is he swinging with?
As a protection or
hand?
seeds. That's the Seeds of Decay, and he's focusing down a ready unit that's on the force.
It may very well be the unit that.
The only unit that
Yep.
was on the table, which wasn't defending, I guess, right? Or was he? Because I didn't see him edge.
I'm not sure.
He played that edge down, so I
Yeah.
think it was.
Does the devastate that the executor is elite?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, anything that costs 8 should be.
I would hope. So. And at this point, can he swing with Yoda, or does he have to?
Keep him
Does
back.
he have to keep him and put him on the force just to take it back and keep the game paced down?
Really, at this point, you should consider putting him on the force and passing.
He is swinging.
Because the Jedi, the light side, plays best when it plays calculated and slower.
Sure has a lead because why is he debating not putting in the executor?
We'll see in a second when Brad refreshes, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what card would be more scary than the executor. So he's triggering his force struggle.
So he wins and draws
It
it.
wins, and he keeps it in his hand.
There you go. All he has to do is not hit a 0 on that, and he wins.
That's right.
Okay, that's what we missed there. Okay.
And the force cleansing allows Yoda to be ready for
Yeah.
defense.
All right.
Yeah, we
Okay.
didn't see that coming.
Missed that one by
Does
a
he
mile.
does he have to reveal that card though?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think he just drew it. Well, maybe he
Well,
told him what it was, but
It's revealed, and then if he wins the force struggle, he gets put in his hand. Otherwise, it goes
So
to
yeah.
the
That's a
discard pile.
good objective.
It's a very good objective.
Executor.
Is not elite,
Elite.
apparently.
So that would be why.
Wow.
and again, why are some cards elite and some cards not?
That is,
Is that-
that's
is that-
pretty insane. Maybe it's
that-
just
It's
because
too-
it's too powerful.
It's too big.
Am I seeing 2 force lightnings and a force choke in his hand?
Yep.
Oh,
That's a crusher right there.
So isn't the executor the biggest Star Destroyer?
It is. It's the Superstar Destroyer.
It's the one that casts shadows on all of the other Star Destroyers.
It's the one that crashes into the Death Star too.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, towards the end of Return of the Jedi.
Spoilers.
That's
If you're watching this video and you haven't seen Return of the Jedi yet,
we're sorry.
Stop and go watch
thanks
it.
for watching the video. We're sure you know what some of these pretty pictures are.
Yeah.
So we are considering what to play. We got a Force Lightning, Force Chokes, another Tromper,
More Tromper. All Tromper all the time.
Kuwati.
How many of those are in those pods?
Killing
Two?
Cold comes
There's
with
2
2 Ice
each.
Trompers.
Yep.
And presumably he's running 2, so he's got 4 Ice Trompers in the
Wow.
deck.
Those and the Wampas.
The
my
Wampas.
friends. I love the Wampas.
That's a neutral pod.
It's the one that if you reduce by 2 for each Hoth.
For each
object-
Hoth objective, yeah. And it's almost always free because if you're doing it, you're running all Hoth. So we are looking at a Kauai reinforcements and the Tromper that's under the glare there with 1 damage. Any more units? He has another Tromper, I
He
guess.
has another Tromper he can play, or he can leave 3 open to Force Lightning Yoda.
That's probably the deal.
That's what I would do.
What you should do.
Push him with the quad
Dial is at
reinforcements and see what you
4. Correct. So he's got 4 guns and a focus on him.
get. Push him with Kuwati, with 3 resources. Oh,
He is defending.
he's gonna take it.
Bait taken.
I mean,
Now what do you edge? It looks like you have a fate card. Do you get rid of the Tromper here?
I think you edge. Who cares?
Yeah, maybe you pass.
Let Yoda kill that Kuwati guy.
Maybe you just pass. Although you are going to get focused somewhere, maybe on the Executor again.
It's unfortunate, but it.
So here's a timing question, because is that trust your feelings on Yoda?
No,
Oh,
force cleansing.
I should sit closer to the screen. I can't see.
My question for like tactics: if you attack with Yoda, and then can you do seek Yoda when Yoda's in play?
Sure.
Yes.
You can, but you don't.
It says
get
you
to
put them
do
into
anything.
play if able. So if you have Heroes and
Okay.
Legends, you can
So that
search.
can trigger the dial going up, force cleansing to cleanse Yoda to be able to attack again.
I don't think that works with Heroes and Legends there, because it says you go search your deck and put him into play if able.
If able.
So you would search your deck. He's already a unique character in play. You can't put another one in play. He stays in your deck and you shuffle it, and
So
You-
the
you've spent-
cost
Oh,
of
it
upping
doesn't-
the click.
You're right.
because it doesn't put him into your hand.
It wouldn't put it into
So
your
yes, you would
hand.
spend 2 resources and give them a Death Star dial for a shuffle of your deck.
No, but then that would
effectively
trigger.
readies Yoda
That would trigger
and heals him.
the cleansing, heal him, and take a
Yes,
focus out.
yes, it would.
Okay.
So it'd be a very interesting way to
Combat
to
trick.
play You Seek Yoda.
It's basically
That's
one
that's
focus, one resources to unfocus Yoda. If you have
2.
that,
2 resources.
2 resources.
2 resources, yeah.
And a Death Star dial click.
That's very
That's an,
Very
that's an
subjective, yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
I suppose if it wins you the game, go
It's
for
called
it.
ghetto.
But otherwise, not so much.
very circumstantial, that one.
Yeah.
So we are in the midst of an edge battle.
I think that's one of those, you're at the goal line and use it.
So still edging on that.
So we're
Why-
edging. Brad's probably just going to play the 1 card. I think he actually had a fate card to play.
I think that's really the only one I would
Yeah.
dump.
I'd keep the rest of it. The rest of it's too good.
And maybe it's a protect. If it is, he can shield his Kuwati from that focus.
Hilarity would ensue.
So we are talking, we're discussing,
Yeah.
and now we are
This is
revealing.
Revealing.
And that is what?
Twist.
Is it a twist?
Is it a twist? No.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is a twist.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna,
Recognize
you
the
can
art.
spend a twist right now.
He
Guess
gets
get-
2 cards out of his
Oh,
hand.
and that's a Kyle. Is that a
Kyle
Katarn?
and the Leia event, and now he says, "You can have him."
I don't understand why John
he would
did
edge that out.
He was winning edge on the defense.
True.
Unless there's
But
something
unless he
Brad
just
has
wants to get
that's-
rid of that card. No.
Might be.
So now we're considering
Who to focus?
he can put. I guess he can put 2 damage on Yoda
Yeah,
right now
2 damage.
by sacking the Tromper. And
Is the chompers a sack ability?
you sack the Tromper to remove.
So that will
someone
kill
and
Yoda.
then put a damage on him.
No,
Then
no,
if
no.
he
He
strikes.
can't sack him. No.
Well, if he strikes 1. He sacks the Tromper. That does
Yeah.
another, and then he sacks Kuat, which kills Yoda. That's
Except
3
that
damage.
Yoda should kill the Kuat before it gets a chance to strike.
Yeah, I guess he did lose edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Brad didn't play anything into
So
the edge.
what's happening is we're having the same conversation they're having right now.
I think so too. Whereas the answer here is that Brad has Force Lightning in his hand and shouldn't worry about it. Really,
Yeah, we just need
until-
to let's get to the part where we focus Yoda. Let's
Yes.
do that.
He's got it in his hands.
I
He puts
want
it
to
down.
see lightning through Yoda's veins.
He puts it. He puts it down, and then
Instantly.
Brad says,
Boom.
"Cool, put your thing down."
Yep.
What's the focus there? Oh,
Oh, that's interesting. Where's he spending his?
I know why. Because otherwise, the Kuat gets to shoot Yoda, and then he pops the Ice Tromper and kills him.
Yeah.
That's the discussion they've had, and now we're not going to. Oh, but yes, you can just kill the Kuat instead.
Uh-huh.
Tell him off the board.
So then he would have to sack another guy.
Yeah,
But
Or
you
you
play
just
your
play your Force
lightning.
Lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You make him explode.
He
You have an Emperor's Web. It only costs 2.
Let's
he
have
doesn't
some,
have
Here
to.
it
let's
is.
have some
Oh,
roasted
he does
Yoda.
have
Yeah,
to.
he does that too.
Boom.
That,
Gone.
Zaka baka boom
that's the
boom.
hurt.
Yoda dies. We're gonna have some roasted Yoda ears. And
He keeps the
higher
Keeps the
hands
force.
keeps the force.
Yep.
That card is insane.
Yeah.
It's pretty strong. Getting some damage somewhere.
Man.
So you got 3 damage on
Fall
one,
of the
2 damage
Jedi.
on another. 2 on Emperor's Web, 3 on Fall of the Jedi.
That's a good place to be. This is a very interesting game, this one.
And Brad is completely out of defenders.
So hopefully John will draw.
There's
He
another
looks
Seek
like he-
Yoda.
Yep.
So
Pull
he
a
should have he
unit,
should
he
still have
can-
1 in his deck, correct? And he has old Yoda too.
Yeah.
So he can put whichever one he wants. And there's another
So he's
tick.
seeking Yoda again.
He's going to go Seek. Brad says thank you for the dial click. Force
There's
lightning
old-
that one too.
There's old Yoda.
I think
And
that's exactly what Brad's thought is there, is that you can get another Yoda, I'm just going to Force Lightning it.
Yeah, but he only. Before he can do that, he'll deal his damage.
Yep. So he's probably going to tap down the Executor again this turn. Or focus
Yeah,
it down.
because he's got free reign.
you gonna
Yeah.
trust your feelings in Yoda?
I would definitely do that if I had the resources. And
I
do.
think he has it.
He's got 2 resources. So
That's my question though. If you're running trust your feelings on any unit for that matter,
you have the first option to take an action.
if
after
you're
you strike.
if you're the active player.
Yep.
So if
You
you're
strike.
defending though,
Take that action.
They get an action before you do, so they can Force Lightning you before you get the chance to remove the focus.
yeah. But so I guess my question's one more of courtesy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you decide that you're going to wait to play the Force Lightning until, if I'm defending and I focus down Yoda, and I don't take that focus off of him, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's one
what
of those,
if I so. If,
you just
if
go
he doesn't
strike-
if he
strike
doesn't say
again.
he has an action and I take the focus off of Yoda to strike again, he had an opportunity.
yeah,
in that window-
you skipped over, and usually I think in most cases he'd have the chance to go. "Excuse- Sorry, I have an action before you
Right.
take one.
Yeah, because your strike is an action. That is your action that you're taking as the active player. So he has an option to do an action also.
Yeah, but if he doesn't take it and then I
Right.
unfocus him, you kind of have to roll that back a little bit.
And it's not really your responsibility to stop the game and say, do you have an action?
Just like right here where he says, yeah, John went to strike with him. He says, hold on, I have an action, Ice Trumper to pull him out.
To deal damage.
To do damage and push him out, and then
He's gonna force
the
choke him.
Executor does another damage. He's got the Force Choke to do the third before.
Ooh.
with Trust Your Feelings, just gone again.
But now he's got the option to push in against another objective.
It just wrecks your day.
So this is where Brad chokes.
There it is.
Yeah, it's coming.
Done.
Dead.
And there's nothing
He's
you
like,
can do.
can I
So-
cancel?
Damn.
No. There goes Trust Your Feelings to the wind.
Oh.
It is so brutal.
Yoda
So
got
that's-
electrocuted. He got choked.
So that's
He
both
got
of his
ice trumped.
He got
got
ice chomped.
that's
Executor.
both of his old Yodas and both
Crashed
of
the
his
Executor into
Seeks.
Yoda.
So all he's got left is 2.
And he can see
Oh,
him.
2 new
He's-
Yodas.
That's it.
That is actually time. on
Oh,
this round.
time.
They'd hit time, I believe, somewhere during John's turn.
Oh,
So that gives them a draw because neither of them managed to win the game.
damn.
Yeah, the
So-
light side gets to finish their turn.
Yep. You play
And
out
that's it.
until you get to the end of a light side turn so that both players have had the same numbers of turns.
It's a legitimate strategy.
Oh wow. So that game was rough.
Yeah, it was starting to look pretty
Yeah.
rough.
I don't know if John had any more Yodas in his deck to get choked by.
He had no more new Yodas. He had old
2 old Yodas.
So, okay, guys. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.
Here comes round 4.